What's good, everyone? Today's gonna be a different kind of vibe for the stream. We're gonna not really random. We're gonna stay on topic with shit. I haven't got the notebook, so it's official. No more messing around. No, I'm just kidding. No notebook today. But today we are talking about how to actually be healthy. That is the title of this stream. How to actually get healthy. How to actually be healthy. So we're gonna go over a couple things. First, we're gonna go over diet, and then we're gonna go over training, and then we're gonna go over nature. Then we're gonna go over what to avoid. This is gonna be, a pretty good stream. So I'm definitely excited for the questions that we're gonna get in here. But it's gonna be very organized. So just keep that in mind. BT, bruh, I have not seen you in like forever. That's crazy. What up, what up? What up, Amprod? I feel like I've seen a lot of people I haven't seen in a little bit. So what up, what's good? Yeah, well, hell yeah. Well, now we're here, and we're going to get going. So the first thing we're actually going to talk about is going to be not the most important thing. We're going to talk about the third most important thing, which is nature, sun, and grounding. So why is nature, grounding, and sun important? Well, it's important because when you get sun from, grounding in the earth, you're getting energy from the sun and the earth, almost like a plant, okay? Because we are like plants in that sense. And the sun obviously is helping with vitamin D production, was helping with testosterone for you dudes out there that need that. And overall, just being in nature, looking at nature is good for your eyes, is good for your vision, which is then good for your brain. So it helps your brain relax because you're looking at trees instead of walls and corners. You see what I mean? So that is kind of the big situation there. What do we got? What are we saying, though, in this chat also? What up, Ant Prod? What up, Bear? What up, Ariana? What up, BT? What up, Bear? I'm screen recording this. Hell yeah. Jake, have been much busy the last 3 weeks. Hell yeah. Well, good stuff. I'm going to the gym. Hell yeah. Okay, I'll remember the sun. Hell yeah. Good stuff. So, yeah. So, I'm going to drop a poll in the chat now. And we're going to run through this. Okay? And I'll tell you guys, I have never been more ready to go in my life with anything than right now. I'm so locked in. I'm so dialed in with my goals and what I want to achieve. Basically nothing stopping it. So I was playing a really interesting song there. Okay. All right, there we go. First poll's in. Let's see what we got. I'm locked in. Better be in to be a better person. Hell yeah, good stuff. Well, that's fire. Yeah, like I said, this stream is much more organized. We're talking about how to become a healthier person. So it's not going to have the most amount of views, but every single viewer in here is actually locked in, actually wants to make a difference in their life, okay? So, I'd rather 10 people watching that are actually locked in than 100 people watching that are just watching just because it's viral or whatever. Like, who cares about that? Oh yeah. Well, what are these votes saying though? So y'all are saying always, sometimes, and never. Okay. Well, good thing y'all are always outside. That's good. Like I said, the first thing we're talking about is why it's so important to be outside in nature. And I'm going to give you guys a couple examples. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but haven't you noticed every surfer is like good looking and healthy, looks healthy? Every single like nature safari guy is good looking and healthy. Like the people that don't look healthy are usually inside people that are sedentary lifestyle, you know, watching TV on the computer, whatever that is. So wouldn't it make sense that the people that are outside in nature would be the healthiest people and like longest living? And then when we look at these tribes and we see how they live, we realize how long they live. It's a whole different situation because it's like they're always in nature and they're living longer than us and they're having better experiences than us. You know what I mean? Higher dopamine. What is that from? Why is that? Why have they never had the idea of wanting to end their lives or kill themselves? You know, did you read the text? What up? Have you been, bro? Jake, what is new these days? A lot is new. We're doing much better on, you know, the other platforms. We just continue going, continuing vibing with the streams, trying to make them a little bit more organized, a little bit talking about a certain thing like we're doing in this stream where we're talking about how to become healthier. You know, we're not going to get off topic with what we're talking about. We're not going to go all over the place. We're purely sticking it to how to become a healthier human being because I want to get these streams a little bit more specific so then you guys can actually, you know, if you missed a stream, you could just go and be like, okay, this is how to get healthier, this is this is that, this is that, and you could like make it like a little class session series, you know. Some are going to be random, some are not, but the reality is I'm probably going to do a lot more random ones on TikTok because I'm growing the TikTok, so it's a lot better to do random ones just to create the viralness. But now that I have grown on YouTube, I have people that watch me, so I don't need to necessarily be concerned about going viral. I need to be concerned about actually giving you guys value that you need to actually get better. That's what I'm concerned about, okay? Because I want my viewers to actually get better at life. I don't want them to just be like, oh, you know, I watch him because he's entertaining and then I, you know, eat Cheetos all day. It's like, no. Like, I watch this guy and he low-key, like, explains to me, like, what you have to do step by step. You know what I mean? What is the main things? And then we talk about it in depth. You know what I mean? Because when I talk about nature, too, it's about how important the sun is, how important grounding in the earth is, like feet in the grass to get energy from the earth because we're like plants. Another thing too is lakes, beaches. Okay, if you're near these things, salt water is great for your body. I make an entire video on all the benefits of the ocean and salt water and all this stuff. It's extremely, extremely good for you guys. You have to understand that all of this stuff is extremely good for you guys. Find your local natural lake or whatever, or your beach, and dip your entire body in there. That is healthy. That is what's healthy. Okay. Try to avoid contaminated lakes, obviously. That was good. Good to know you have it all figured out, brother. That's all that counts. Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure it out. I have it all figured out that I'll never have it all figured out. That's what I got all figured out. Pretty much. So we're about 50-50 on if you're outside a lot, if you're not. But the reality is, guys, being outside is a benefit to becoming healthier. It just is what it is. It's just a part of it. Sorry. There's nothing that's gonna take away my thoughts on that, you know. But I'm starting to notice if you treat your body like more of like a cork energy, like I refuse to take a nap today. Just refuse. Even though I'm getting that tiredness from eating and all that stuff, it's like no. But I don't care. Okay, I'm not gonna take a nap because I refuse to. Okay. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, but it'd be good for me. No. I don't care. Okay, we're going to fight over that. You know what I mean? Because I need to be more dialed in long term. I need to be more in a flow state. I'm way too this. This is me a lot of the days. Like, you know what I mean? I need to be more like, you know, so we got to figure all that out. TG, what up? Oh, man. Yeah, but every single day you should just be striving to become stronger, you know, more muscular, just better overall, more athletic, everything. Bro, stop drinking. Jake, it's me, Venom FN. He got to. I do low-key got to. It's hot. It's hot. Summer is tough. Summer's tough, but also there's a part of me that's loving this summer, to be honest. Because I've been loving just like, just the reality checks I've been getting, you know, just like fruits of my labor finally paying off, you know what I mean? like actually seeing the fruits, getting to eat the fruits, you know? It's like when you put in the hard work, you want to see the results of that hard work. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my mindset, is like, I'm just happy to finally see some results. Like, it's not just talk. It's not just talk. That's what I hate. Is my thing is, I'm always concerned that I'm way more talk than do. It's my biggest concern. So I'm just kind of happy that this summer has kind of shown me that I'm not just talk. Like, I do have actions that have actually made a difference, and it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna help people, I'm gonna start streaming. It's like, no, you're actually going to stream and help people. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Not just I'm gonna start posting content. That was what screwed me over so bad. And I'm just happy. I think I broke out of the I'm gonna, and I broke out of the idea of caring about what other people think. And I always thought it was like kind of like not like mediocre advice, but it was stupid. It's like, I don't really care about what other people think. But you really have to look, like, you kind of do. You kind of do, but everybody does to a certain extent. So you have to navigate, like, how do you really care about what other people think? Do you care about how much they respect you, how much they see your, like, you know what I mean? Like, it depends on how you care, okay? That's the biggest thing. Like, if you just care about getting hate, but hate's a good thing, then you perceive it that way. That's fine. You know, as long as you're getting support and hate, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? There's a huge spider behind you. Yeah. What's up, Jake? Hope your day has been going good. It's been going great. Me and BT have B for their profile. Yeah. It's 222 for me. Yeah. So yeah, and another thing too, back to the health thing, because we, you know, gotta stay on topic. You notice the surfers. You notice the nature people that are going on hikes. They all look healthy. Why? Because nature is health. And I know a lot of people want to deny it, but it's the truth. All right, now it's time to talk about the next thing. That is a way longer topic. Also, if anyone has any questions about the nature, sun, that part, we can go back over it. So, second most important part is nutrition. Okay, this is the second most important part to health. Okay, remember, there's 3 parts for me. Okay, we're doing the second most important part, nutrition. Now, what does that mean? Well, nutrition means a lot of things. Not only does it mean what you are supposed to be eating, but it also means what you're not supposed to be eating. Now, because of the American standard diet is so bad, you not eating specific things could absolutely drastically change your health, and in a good way. That's why we see people with the vegan diet claim that they got a lot healthier, because they cut out all the processed food, and they're like, oh, I lost weight, I'm healthier. But it's like, no, you just, we're eating such a bad diet that the vegan diet's a little bit better. But that doesn't mean that the vegan diet's good. So then we see people that go from vegan diet to carnivore, and then they feel a lot better. We've seen many people like that. I don't know if you guys have. I definitely have. I've never seen anyone go from carnivore to vegan and tell me that they felt better. Okay, and then we had people that were at the carnivore, and some people were like, yeah, I don't know, I got cramps. No, some people worked with carnivore, some people didn't. The part that didn't work for carnivore people were they just got cramps, their performance kind of messed up, and they would just feel tight. You know what I mean? Like, there was just some issues there. Like, they felt like they needed the carbs. So then animal-based came around, where it's like, okay, now you're carnivore, but you're also eating fruit. So it's meat and fruit. And this is the one a lot of people stuck to, because it really worked for people's energy, stamina, and just overall health and longevity. Like, everything just worked, okay? Because now you're getting the steak and all the nutrients, but you're still getting the carbs, energy from a good source, not some BS source like rice or no, rice is fine, but pasta, not great. Twinkies are horrifyingly horrible. So that's what I'm saying. The animal-based diet is a really good diet that I would recommend to a lot of different people. And here's the thing. You have to trial and error this shit to figure it out, okay? That's what I did. I trial and errored everything to figure it out. You know what I mean? So you have to trial and error what foods work the best, and then go from there, okay? But I'm telling you guys right now, if you could, the quicker you can switch your diet to a whole no processed food, animal-based diet, your life will change. In 30 days, I can guarantee your life will change 1,000%. Your nutrition is a big one. When will you be live on TikTok? Bro, what are we talking about? Talking about diet. I'm African right now. Is it about garden or push-ups? Guys, listen, bro. Stop yapping. Do you play guitar? No, no thanks. Nah, bro. Rather yap. Princess, what country are you in? Yeah. So anyway, that's my point. And I have so many videos on the diets that you guys can do. All these different combinations of diets. Steak, fruit, eggs, salmon, steak, fruit, raw honey, steak, fruit, raw milk, like it's all the same base of diet, mostly surrounding red meat and fruit, but it's a bunch of different and combinations, and that's what I would say is really the kicker there. So check out all those videos. I make a bunch of videos about the diet that I do, and it works for every single person I've seen that have tried it, okay? This is what I'm saying. There's not one person I've seen that is fully locked in and tried the diet that didn't get good results. I'm sorry. It's just show me someone that has fully done animal-based diet, no processed food, and didn't get better results than what they were doing. That wasn't already on steroids or whatever. Guys, 526. I can't stop yapping in Jake's stream, bro. I'm African. Hey, does eating small calorie pancake helps with low sugar? No, screw that. Screw all the small, like, low calorie, like, snacks and treats. Like, low calorie ice cream, low calorie lollipops, protein chips, protein bar. Oh, fuck all that shit. I hate all that shit. I hate the idea of trying to make something that tastes really good, try to make it taste mediocre, but still okay, and still unhealthy, but still kind of sort of healthy because it has protein, but not really healthy because they're tricking you. I hate that shit. So we want to avoid all that shit. We just want to eat whole natural foods. No low sugar bullshit. No low fat bullshit. No, like, yes, we can do organic, but if you're talking about like organic lollipops and thinking, oh, that's better than regular lollipops, then just get out of here. I'm not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. If it doesn't come out of the ground or is an animal, you shouldn't be eating it. That's my opinion. So do the math, you know what I mean? Like, then that answers your question. Cereal, no go. Doesn't come out of the ground. And if you say, oh, but wheat, nope, because it comes through a process. And that's where I call the bullshit. That's where I say bullshit happens. It's that process. That's why I call processed foods bad. That's the point. I'm United States. Sick. What country? How are y'all? What about salad with grilled chicken? Salad with grilled chicken is not bad option. However, I would just do grilled chicken. I don't think you need the salad to be any healthier. In fact, you might be even having the salad with some bad dressing with a bunch of seed oils, and then you actually aren't being healthy because now you're just having chicken coated in seed oils and lettuce. So no, don't do that. Oh my god. Like, there's different levels to like health knowledge, but I saw like the lowest version of it the other day when there was this dude that he went to Chick-fil-A to try to be healthier, right? Because someone told him that Chick-fil-A is healthier, which I don't know. We can start there, right? And I'm not like, I feel bad for people like this. Wait, what the hell was that thing? Sorry. My bad. Sorry. I don't eat steak. Either beef. Not allowed to, bro. Oh, okay. Well, eggs and chicken then, because I know a lot of people that aren't allowed to eat beef. Photography, don't say chicken. You're making me hungry. Salad chicken is good. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about it. So this guy, he's really overweight, and I feel bad for people like this because they have zero clue on health. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. I'm trying to be healthier, right? And he goes to Chick-fil-A and he gets grilled chicken nuggets. And I'm like, okay, that is actually probably the healthiest thing you can get there. And then he dips it in all the sauces that are horrible for you, right? Bad, okay? But then he gets a bunch of those, and then he gets the grilled, sorry. He didn't get the grilled chicken nuggets. He got the grilled chicken sandwich. So he's already got bread, seed oils, all that shit, and then dipped in the sauce. Seed oils, bad shit, okay? The grilled chicken is the only good thing. That's like the tiniest portion of it, right? Then he gets the salad, and guess what the salad has? Not grilled chicken, it has fried chicken because now it's a salad, so it's healthy. That is the lowest form of health IQ I think there is. Because that is like the mindset of like adding means better. Like when health is literally subtracting the bad, okay? And then you're left with only the good, which is good but also just normal. Like, people try to say, like, oh, like, steak's a superfood. And to a certain extent, it is, but it really is just what we're supposed to be eating. You know what I mean? So it's like, it makes sense. Like, water's a super drink. It's like, well, we're just what we're supposed to be drinking. So yeah, you're going to feel a lot better drinking it. But yeah. What is your cheat meal? I don't do cheat meals. I really don't. Like, maybe I could have, like, some eggs and bacon every now and then with steak. That's, like, maybe some salmon belly, but I don't consider those, like, cheat meals. Those are just things I don't really consume a lot. What I consume every day is red meat and fruit. That's what I consume every single day. That's just what I do. So I don't really do cheat meals. I'm not really into that. Did I get the first pick? Wait, what are y'all talking about? We're talking about health, and this entire stream is how to get healthier. And right now we're talking about nutrition side of it. And we're talking about, like, the best diet, how people get screwed up with diets, how people get confused with diets, like, the different, like, levels to, like, how someone's IQ on diet could be. Like, the one dude I was talking about, remember, the fried chicken and the salad guy. So I'm not even, like, hating on this guy. Like, I actually want the best for him. Like, the reality is, if this dude were to hit me up and be like, hey, like, I see your stuff and I actually want you to help me lose weight, I might even do it for free because I would want to help this guy this much. However, another video I saw, because I'm so curious to see the mind of these people. And he goes, all right, well, we have cookie dough, right? A thing of cookie dough. He held it like a sub, right? And then he has keto whipped cream. So keto whipped cream. So he's like, so we're going to dip the cookie dough in the keto whipped cream to make it healthy. We're going to make it healthy with the keto whipped cream. See, I don't know if he was joking or not. It kind of seemed like he was, but it kind of didn't. And I'm just thinking, like, if you're not joking, then that level of stupidity with health is so horrifying, it's actually kind of scary. Because those people are going to have kids, and those people are going to have kids, and those kids are going to be raised off those health values. That is a very scary situation. So let's break it down for a second. Keto whipped cream. First off, things that say keto on it doesn't mean it's healthy. Everyone thinks, oh, it's keto, it's healthy. Fucking bullshit. Keto diet, yes, it could be healthy if you do it the right way, but a lot of people don't, because they read labels and they go, oh, keto bar, keto chips, keto this. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Stop doing that shit. And then they do keto whipped cream, right, and think it's healthy. Wrong. But he's eating a thing of cookie dough, like probably one of the most unhealthy things you could eat. That's basically like 20 cookies, but raw. And then dipping it in the keto whipped cream. The reason that they were dipping in the keto whipped cream was to make it healthier. He's like, I think this is an unhealthy thing to do. Even he could admit that. But he said, I'm trying to make it healthier. I'm putting in effort to make it healthier. So I'm going to have this keto whipped cream. You guys see what's going on here? Like, you guys see how crazy that is? Is eating a snake good for you? It could be. Better than keto whipped cream. Better than any other shit. Snake, what the hell? Yes, I do think, yeah, snake would be better for you to eat than this shit I'm talking about. 1000%. You could have been poisoned by a snake? No. If you cook a snake, it's fine to eat that shit. You're good. The only way you get fucked by a snake is if it bites you with its venom. But if you cut its head off, I mean, it's over. You just gotta cook it. But I've never tried snake, but I would try it if someone offered it to me and everyone was doing it. Hell yeah, bro. I would eat so many animals if someone offered it to me and everyone was doing it. Because why not? I just saw you eat it. If you drank blood and you drank blood, I'll drink the blood. Hell yeah, let's do it. I don't care. You eat the raw liver, I'll eat the raw liver with you. I don't care. Let's do it. I'm down, man. Some of y'all are interesting with your palates. I used to be like a kid and I used to like not like a certain food, so I would like not eat it. That's insane to me. The idea of not liking something so you don't eat it, to me, is now an insane concept. You eat the food that you're given because you will survive. You won't survive if you don't eat it, type shit. I don't know why. I don't know how the fuck that happened to me as a kid. I'm happy I reversed that with my diet of kind of making it, boring food to a certain extent. So then it's like, okay, now I just like everything. But dude, like, now there's people that like if you were to give someone like cooked liver, they'd be like, nah, I can't do that. And I'm just like, really? You can't eat a thing of cooked liver? Like, why? They're like, no. What? like organs gross, and they just see organs gross. And some people are even like just meat and gross, and that's just a whole issue that you don't even need to deal with. But yeah, so it's definitely just be careful with how you navigate that whole situation with nutrition, because my reality is there's levels to this shit, okay? There's the lowest of the low, the people that think like adding is going to make healthier and then they'll never be successful, the beyond meats, the vegans, you know what I mean? The like those kinds, right? And then you got the people that are like sort of there, you know, like they got the chicken and rice thing down, the chicken and rice and broccoli. They're very baseline level oatmeal shit like that. Like those, that's like the middle ground for me. I do think those people need to do more research. I genuinely do. A lot of people think no, oatmeal's fine. The number one track star. Yeah, guess what? Genetics are a crazy thing, and I guess what? I think the track star, or not track star, number one track star, number one runner of marathons, which is not even a human activity, okay? The ones that do sprints all eat meat. Anyway, and the guy also eats meat. He just starts his day off with oatmeal, okay? So it's a stupid argument. But yeah, so I do think those people need to do more research. And I think there's the more up where it goes animal-based, carnivore. Those are the people that I think are more up. And genuinely, they've done more research on health. I do think that. I genuinely do think that. And then I think there's a higher thing that is more risky, but also a little bit more logical, in my opinion. And those are the people that are full raw everything. They do raw meat, they do raw fruit, they do raw dairy, they do raw honey. Everything's raw. They do their steak tartare with their egg yolks, and I'm just like, well, I'm sorry. Everyone's trying to say raw meat's so bad. Everyone's trying to say, oh my god, raw meat's so bad, blah blah blah, kill you, heart disease, all that shit. And then we see Russians at the most expensive restaurants order it for like $100, this little thing of steak tartare or steak ceviche, which, by the way, is just another fancy way of saying raw steak, raw beef. But then you go to the restaurant and then you ask people and they're like, oh, no, but like it's like good quality, or it's like okay, but it's like, what do you mean? Like, so just get good quality steak and we could eat raw steak? It's like, yeah, but like no, like what do you mean? What's the answer here? Why the fuck am I being lied to about this shit? That's what I don't like. And a lot of them don't like it either. So then they protest by eating a shit ton of raw meat all day. And then they actually end up being very healthy and almost having like a genetic advantage over people. It's actually insane. Check it out. Check these people out. They're Hormone Profit. There's a lot of people out there. Raw Primal, all these people. Could be me one day. You know, I'm almost there. You know, I'm here, but they're here, you know. And a lot of people think they're fucking crazy. A lot of people are like, what the fuck? What do you mean raw meat? What do you mean raw eggs? What do you mean raw, like, liver? Like, what do you mean they're eating it raw? Like, no. They're drinking blood, eating raw meats, telling you that this is how you get your testosterone up. Okay, sorry. There's one level to this, and they're over here. They're not ranked at all. And there's the people that eat the raw, rotten meat with maggots and a little bit of, like, you know, just like fermented shit like in it. Like, so like there's maggots in it. It's like gross. It's disgusting. Like those are the psychopaths to me. And they eat it and they say it's like a happiness pill. And I can't, because there's so much good bacteria or whatever. I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I would not do that now. Here's the thing. If you eat any animal for money, but what if it has poison in it? So I wouldn't do that if I was you. What animal has poison in it that you eat? Animals give poison when they bite you. But if you eat an animal, it's not like you get poisoned, because what poison do they have? Okay? Their poison is in their ability to kill you. Okay? It's not in, like, you know what I mean? Like, hi, Jake. If you remember me on the road trip, right now is perfect time to stream. Hell yeah, what up? Is 90-day challenge recipe works good? I don't know what the hell that is. Is the 90-day challenge recipe taste? I don't know what that is. No, eat salad with grilled chicken. Who flip is Ronnie where? I never trusted them, to be honest. I mostly eat rice and teriyaki and other recipes from Daddy Noel. See, okay, Noel is, in my opinion, here, okay? He is the most baseline, typical health expert like advice that there is. He's like chicken and rice, hit your protein, hit your carbs, hit your fat, and you should be good. Eat your nuts. It's very baseline health. It's not like he doesn't know what he's talking about, but it's very baseline. It doesn't go any deeper than the idea that, hey, maybe vegetables aren't the best thing for you. Hey, maybe eating a bunch of nuts aren't the best thing for you. Hey, maybe the only protein source you should mainly be having is red meat because all the other ones really have not as many benefits. Hey, maybe, you should be cutting out these specific foods. Like, he doesn't really need to think about those things. You know why? Because he's on steroids. And I love Noel. He's great. I absolutely love him. But he is on steroids. So for him to give nutrition advice to people that aren't on steroids is a little bit of a tough situation. I would say if you're on steroids, sure, take his advice. But if you're not, and you're looking to actually, get the results you want, especially higher testosterone, which he doesn't need to worry about because he takes it in his thigh, right? But you don't do that, you're going to need to listen to me. Someone that doesn't take steroids, that actually learned how to get his testosterone higher. It is what it is. Or if you don't want to listen to me, you can listen to Paul Saladino. You can listen to all these other people that all also say the exact same thing, just in a different way. And their, creative spark. Shredded Sages, Dom Nutrition, all these people, Santa Cruz Medicinals, all these people. I would recommend every single person listen to those people. That's how I feel. I give you my salad recipe. What if you have diabetes? Doesn't raw meat have carbs? Raw meat does not have carbs. What? Raw meat have carbs? Raw meat does not have carbs. It only has protein and fat. Hi, bro. Does it burn when you... What? Yay, Michaela, what up? Hey, what up, what up? Now we're here, man. Now we are here. Oh my god! Bro. Bro, some of y'all are funny. Sorry, let's get back to the fucking topic. And guess what? We are actually going to indulge in the last topic. If you have any questions about the nutrition and nature, again, we could go over it. Any questions? But we are going to start talking about the last topic, which is training. Training is the number one most important thing on how to become a healthier human being. Training. Okay? What happened, child, please? What do you mean? Less corn, any meat, want rice, some protein for... That's it, yeah. I want to live with... yeah. So, yeah, like I said, Noel cares about you liking the food and it tasting good, okay? That's what he cares a lot about. He cares about it tasting good and hitting your protein goals. That's what he cares about. He doesn't care about how it affects your testosterone. He doesn't care about how it affects your longevity, health. He doesn't care about those things. He only cares about how it affects your protein goals and your taste buds. So that's just the reality. All right, now we're talking about the number one thing, which is training. Training is the number one, absolute number one, most important thing to be healthy. Everything could be locked in. If you don't train, everything's out the fucking window. I could tell you about training. I mean, I could tell you about diet. I could tell you about all the nutrition shit. I could tell you about nature. I could tell you about all that shit. If you are not training, if you are not moving, if you are not being active and doing active things, you are not going to be a healthy human being. I don't care how good your diet is. I don't care how good, like how often you're in, nature. If you are not moving around, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay? You need to be training, okay? Now, here's my recommendation. If you don't train at all, I recommend you start training every single day. And you're like, bro, how do I go from one to the other? Because you need to, okay? You need to have the period of time where things suck. and you just have to do it. Because if you don't have that, then you're never going to have that. And then when things do come up and they do suck, you're going to have that time where you actually did that, and you're going to be able to use it and be like, no, I've been through this, I could do this. But if you never go through that, then you're never going to be able to use it anytime that ever comes up. So when people are like, oh, no, like, I should just get into it, like, maybe just a couple days a week. No. I want you to literally train every single day. Doesn't mean you have to go to the gym every single day, but I want you to do push-ups every single day. I want you to do pull-ups every single day. I want you to do something active every single day. I do not want you to miss a day of activity, okay? And this is for people that don't do anything. And you're probably like, bro, no, you need to gradually get into it. We can't just start and that's too much on the body. No, it's not, okay? I'm not even asking you to do a lot during these things. All I care about is that you do it every day. I'd much rather you, when you first start the gym, go do push-ups for 10 minutes every single day for a month, 0 days off, than a week of 3 or a month of 2 days a week where you're new to it and you're trying to figure shit out. Because the reality is, even if the training split is better for growth, it's not better for your brain growth because you're not learning about consistency. So when we're talking about this shit, bro, I'm just like, dude, like, you absolutely need to train. I don't understand how the fuck it's not, like, implemented into most, like, families that, like, this is what we do. It's not, like, an option. It's not like, he likes to work out as a hobby. It's like, no. Like, like a hobby is, like, rock climbing. A hobby is, like, MMA. Working out and fitness is not, like, it should be just, like, a standard thing for your family. Like, my family made it somewhat of a standard, but not to the extent that I'm going to make it a standard. I'm going to make it, like, a situation where it's like, you are doing, like, this is like you going to school. This is actually more important than you going to school. That's my opinion. I think training is the most important thing. I think it's over school. I'm sorry. This is how I think. I genuinely think this. I think I'd much rather my kid be training in a gym every single day than going to school every single day. Sorry. I want him to become a beast. I'll teach him other shit. I'll figure that shit out, okay? Maybe that's where we take the hit. He doesn't have to go through school and all that stupid propaganda. He'll just become an absolute beast, and then we'll figure it out from there. Like, honestly, I'm so against the idea of not training. I'm so against the idea of thinking that's an option. I'm so against that. The idea of saying I don't like working out, it bothers me so much. I hear people that I really, really respect, and they tell me things like, I don't like working out. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't like working out? And some of them still do it. That's when I really get shocked. I'm like, you don't like working out and you still do it. That's tough. You need to figure out how to like this shit. Does not enough bad shit happened in your life? Have you not been disrespected enough in your life? Have you never felt, like, weak in your life? Like, what the fuck? How the fuck do you not have this energy to fucking work out? It doesn't make any sense to me. And, I mean, for you older people out there, man, like, it's just about running with your grandkids. It's about staying alive. Like, do you not have motivation to stay alive? Like, the motherfucker that's training 3 times a day, that motherfucker's alive. He ain't dying. He ain't dying anytime soon. The dude that's training 3 times a day ain't dying anytime soon. Sorry, he's not. He's not. Unless he's roided up or some shit and doing some crazy drugs. But other than that, he's not. Like, that's not what's going to do it. So the more you train, the more you know you're healthy. So I honestly recommend everybody should go through a period of time where they train twice a day. Okay? Because you need to learn what it's like to go all in on physical activity. Okay? You need to learn what it's like to mentally exert yourself physically. You need to learn that shit, okay? It's a must. It's a must. Okay? And I say, like, especially if you're a man, but really I just recommend this for everyone at this point. Like, if you really want to be healthy, you need to get in there. You need to get in there and train. And here's the thing, like, I'm not necessarily super concerned about lifting weights. I do recommend it. I do think resistance training is the best by far. However, if you're a freaking calisthenics guy and that's how you train, then do that. If you're a wrestler and that's how you train, do that. If you're a mountain biker and that's how you train, do that. You know what I mean? If you're a golfer, no, you still gotta train. If you're a tennis player, no, you still gotta train. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, finding it is important, but also, like, you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it, man. LOL, I made it 20 subscribers. Yay, good job. Keep it. I'm proud of you. Thanks, you. But same again. Yeah. So, yeah, don't literally, I'm being serious, guys. This is the most important thing. Take anything from this video, train, work out. I heard a very good statement today that a lot of people disagree with this person, but I don't really care. He said, the world has given us unlimited push-ups. Like, You can try to complete every push-up that the world gives you, and there will still be more to complete. I think that's a beautiful thing. I heard that today by someone, and I think it's a beautiful thing too. There's never too many push-ups. You can never do too many push-ups. So if you're confused or worried or scared or you just don't know what the fuck to do with your life, do push-ups. And it sounds like meathead advice until you have millionaires, billionaires, people that actually make a difference in their life, had a transformation, saying push-ups, 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 push-ups. So yeah, that's my main thing, guys. The diet's important, obviously. Getting in nature is extremely important. But if you are not locked into your physical training, your physical activity, what you're doing in the gym, how you're performing in the gym, all of this shit, if you're not concerned about it, I'm telling you right now, shit is going to not go well. Shit's going to hit the fan. Okay? Because you don't have the main thing locked in, the thing that you need. You absolutely need it. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of you guys are like, bro, but I don't want to. Like, you know, it's hard, it's tiring, all that shit. I'm sorry, but the reality is you're a human, and okay, and you are supposed to enjoy physical activity. I'm sorry. You just are. You're supposed to enjoy it. Okay? We used to be hunters and gatherers. So when you tell me shit like I don't like working out, it's very hard for me to believe. Oh shit. I just fucking almost broke my fucking water. It's very hard for me to believe because I'm just like, I feel like you're lying. I feel like you're not actually giving me the truth of what you think. I think you're giving me a cut version to make yourself feel better about the situation. Like, how do you, like, again, I'm not here to like judge like liking things, you know. Even though I'll judge whatever the fuck, but I'm just confused. How the hell could you not want how could you not have an urge to want to better yourself physically every single day? I can't imagine not wanting that. Will you be streaming in an hour? I don't know, maybe. What's the best way to build a workout plan that fits my goals, balances strength and cardio, and avoids injury? Also, how important form, rest, and nutrition getting real results? All right, so let's break down this question one-on-one or one by one. So, first, what's the best way to build a workout plan that fits my goals? So the best way to build a workout plan that fits your goals is to, like you said, take into corporation your schedule, your balances, strength, cardio, all that different stuff. But also understand, are you a routine person? Are you someone that needs to follow a routine? Are you someone that, as long as you say you get to go to the gym that day, you can go whenever you need to go, okay? Or someone that's like, nope, I need to go at 8 a.m., and if I don't go, then I won't go. Okay, you need to figure out what kind of person you are. That's probably the best way to build a plan, is figuring out how you actually react to a plan, actually what plan's going to work for you, what plan are you actually going to execute. So if you start throwing a plan that you've never executed before, if you've never been consistent and routine and thing, how are you going to expect to do that? Unless you really have a crazy mentality and you really have the good why in there. But if you don't have that thing in there, then it's hard to figure that out. So you're going to have to navigate in other ways by understanding how you are. So the way to do it that balances strength is to, you know, do a split of probably push-pull legs, you know what I mean? Something along those lines, you know. Rest is extremely important. But unfortunately, since you're just starting out, we can't worry about rest because we're worried about your consistency. Because again, you asking all this information when you haven't touched weights means nothing. Okay, so I'd much rather give you the workout split after you've done a month of consistent training, so I know that you're locked in. Okay, then we can figure out all the other shit. But still, you know, if you were really locked in and we just went past all that, then we would build a schedule for you, like a push-pull legs, and then that avoids injury. Well, what we would do to avoid injury is do workouts that you enjoy, number one, and also when we first start out, we're going to do very low weight, right? And we're going to do very slow and controlled with great form. That's how we're going to start out, okay? Because that's how you avoid injury, okay? And then slowly, you're going to progressively overload, okay? You're going to slowly go down, slowly go up. That's how we're going to do this, okay? So that is, I would say, the best way to build it out is to really understand yourself and find someone that also understands you, okay? I've built out a couple workout plans for people, and I'll tell you, one of the main things that happens that makes someone either stick to it or not stick to it is knowing themselves, okay? Like, because I'll be like, okay, like, I'm committed. Are you going to commit to yourself? And it's like, do you know that you can do this? Like, are you someone that needs like the 8 a.m. every day, 8 a.m.? Like, if not, then it's over. Or are you someone that's, no, as long as I say I'm going to go to the gym that day, I can go whenever I want. And if you can stay consistent in that, that's fine. Okay, so you really need to know yourself. Okay, and another thing too, besides knowing yourself, is how big that why is. Okay, because actually completing the goal and having motivation to complete the goal is having the why, and the why, it needs to be the reason why. That is going to be your number one driving factor. Sorry. It is. It's going to be your number one driving factor. I'm telling you, the why. Because the why is going to be what's going to bring, because here's the thing, the why could be a many different reasons. So there's you could have a why to why you want to, okay, we're going to talk about achieving the fitness goals, right? So why do I want to achieve these goals? Well, I want to have a good physique. I want to like looking in the mirror, right? That's a why. Another why is I never want to be disrespected again. I never want someone to call me weak. I never want someone to make me feel weak. These are whys, okay? These whys go a little bit deeper than the idea of achieving a goal, because it's the idea of not achieving it, which actually can scare you more into doing it, especially if you're a shit talker. So this is actually a good thing for people that hype themselves up and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What you should do is think of the reality of you not doing it, you talking all that shit and then not getting it done, and then what that looks like if you don't work hard. That is one of the best ways to get a why. Why am I doing this? What's the reason? That's one of the best ways. So, I'll finish the last 15 minutes of this stream outside, because I kind of want to just talk about everything now into one. So, we went over training, we went over nutrition, we went over nature, right? And here's the conclusion that I got for y'all. All three is what's going to give you the ultimate stack. It's when it's going to give you the ultimate edge over people, okay? Because now you have all three locked in. You have the diet, which is going to get your body locked in. You're putting the correct things in your body, so you're not messing with anything, your body, your brain. Okay, then you're training, so you're getting your body used to physical activity, which is obviously good for you. And then the last thing, nature, which is getting your body used to being a human, being in nature, putting your feet in the grass, getting tan, getting the sun, looking at nature, so your eyes actually, relax and your brain relaxes a little bit instead of looking at corners all day. These three things, I talk about all the time, these three things are the most important things for health, okay? I preach this so much because I genuinely don't think that there's many other things that you can really talk about in health besides avoiding toxins. But again, that kind of goes with the diet and the nature, because when you're eating a good diet, you're avoiding processed foods, and when you're in nature, you're avoiding bad light, screens, maybe bad toxins, bad, chemicals. And then we can talk about like using natural products. This is another thing that kind of goes into the lifestyle a little bit, the nature, the diet too, because, but it's just another component. It's like avoiding toxins is extremely important for becoming a healthy person, and sometimes it goes deeper than just avoiding like sprays or some shit. Jesus, my phone's gonna get a temp warning soon. It's hot out here. It goes way deeper than that, man. It's like also like sorry, one sec. I had 77 last account I had. Got to go to sleep, now you're good. Yeah, my phone's gonna get a temp warning. Sorry. I have to go back inside. Crazy. Only 3 minutes outside. Already getting a temp warning, already sweating. That's where I live. Crazy to think that I could. Oh no. Sorry, press the wrong thing. Alright. So, yeah. So basically you could say that there's 4 things, but there's really 3, because the 4th thing goes with the other 2. You know what I mean? Because you could say it's training. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Okay. You could say it's training. You could say it's diet. You could say it's nature. Whatever the fuck you want. Um, it's all three. But where people get confused with the fourth one is the avoiding toxins. Because technically, all three of those are avoiding toxins. When you're in the gym, you're avoiding the toxicness of being a sedentary lifestyle, not being active, not moving around. When you're in nature, you're avoiding the toxins of being inside and the screen and radiations, phones, and bad light. You know what I mean? And when you're on the diet, you're focused on not eating processed food, avoiding toxic food, okay? The only part it doesn't really talk about is the products that you want to avoid. Like skincare products, bad water. That's another thing, is water is very important. Are you getting clean water? Another thing I don't really talk about that I need to talk about more, because it's something I definitely do. I just don't think about because I've already done it. Like, I just get good water, so I don't think about it. But a lot of y'all are not doing good water, and it's really, really, really messing you up. And some of y'all say some dumb shit. Like, when y'all go, oh, I'm going to drink from the tap water. I'm not a bitch. That is probably one of the stupidest statements you could make. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, for the most part, if you're drinking tap water, there's a good chance that there's a lot of contaminants in it. And you could look this up, your local city's contaminants in your local drinking tap water. And you could see that there's atrazine in it. Now, what is atrazine? Well, atrazine is the substance, right, that turns frogs, male frogs, into female frogs that can produce eggs. This is the reality of what atrazine does. Okay. Now, this is in our drinking water. Okay. So something that can turn frogs, which we evolved from, based off what we think, turns male frogs into female frogs, right, is now in our drinking water, and mostly in drinking water in California and the West Coast, and then we wonder why all these things are happening. Go from there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I would say kind of connect the dots there. You know what I mean? Really do, because that's the reality. And I low-key want to make like a short saying like it's literally turning you into a bitch. Like when you say shit like I'm not afraid of the tap water, I ain't no bitch. No. The tap water is turning you into a woman because it has atrazine in it. And atrazine turns male frogs into female frogs, all right? And then we wonder why all this stuff is happening, especially in California where their tap water is horrible. Let's add some things up. But we don't want to add things up. All right, it is what it is. Sorry. That's my take. My Jake's take. Nah, seriously. Avoid the tap water. Avoid the tap water at all costs because it's really not good for you. And you're not a bitch for not drinking the tap water or drinking from the hose. You're actually a real man that cares about his testosterone. And the ones that are bitches are the ones that are going to actually be bitches from drinking the tap water and, getting fucked from that. And we see the effect of that already in California and, Washington, Oregon, all those spots where they drink that shit. Whew. And I mean, we're not even going to talk about the fact that they put birth control in the freaking tap water and shit. Like, what the fuck? What? Oh, God. You gotta be careful with this shit, man. You really do. Scary stuff. And then people that drink it, they don't even realize they're getting fucked. That's what bothers me the most. And then they think it's something else. You know what I mean? They're like, oh my God, I'm getting acne because I'm playing like baseball and I keep on getting my face dirty. And then they're sitting there eating like a bunch of shitty food. I'm like, maybe it's because of your shitty ass fucking food. You ever think about that? There's people in tribes that sweat all day and do sports all day and they have perfect skin. So what about those people? Guys, just think people just have a complete wrong perception of how things work. And they never actually go to the root of the issue because doctors don't tell them to. And then they're told to listen to their doctors, and then their doctors tell them that I'm crazy. They tell me, nah, he's the crazy guy. That's the crazy one over there. You know what I mean? What is he trying to tell you to do? What? Red meat every day? No. No. That's unhealthy. That's unhealthy. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna listen to you. Because you seem healthy, right? You're fat, but you're a doctor. So because you listen to the doctor says, I swear to God, there are people that are like, doctor's always right. Nope, doesn't matter. Listen to doctor. Like doctor, like I swear to God, like their brains literally are like doctor, like they're like a robot. Not like, and I know some of y'all are like, no, doctor's always right. Like you are a robot. You know that, right? Like saying that, like, police officer's always right. Is that true? No, no. We know this isn't true. You know, chef's always right. No, no, sometimes your food comes out like shit. So why the fuck is the doctor always fucking right? I'm clipping that shit because it's fucking true. Holy fuck. Like, seriously. Like, are your politicians, local politicians always right? Fuck no. So why the fuck do you think the doctor's always going to be fucking right about everything? Okay? Seriously. Is your therapist fucking right about everything? No. And I know this is another, we're on that side of that, but they're not. So why the hell would your doctor be right about everything? I have a question. Is your trainer right about everything? No. No, he's not. And he's willing to admit that. That's a thing. Doctors are not. And here's the issue. Is that computer-like robotic statement of doctor's always right, doctor's always right, listen to doctors. I swear to God, that is why people get so unhealthy. And because that mindset never allows them to look deeper into things, because the doctor might be wrong about something, but since they always go doctor's right, doctor's right, doctor's right, they basically die because they stay overweight. And then they're like, I'm overweight. Someone recommended the carnivore diet. No, don't do that. That's bullshit. We're gonna throw you on Ozempic instead. That's like, typical conversation between doctor and fat patient, right? And it's like, are you really trying to tell me that a drug is better to help this person lose weight than him eating the most nutrient-dense, basically healthiest food on the planet, in my opinion? And if you were to talk to a doctor that doesn't really look healthy, they would all say yes. It is better for them to do that because red meat is bad. Why is red meat bad? Well, because in these studies where they said that lasagna was red meat, they said that it caused more heart disease. Like, wait a second. But in that study, lasagna is red meat, okay? So we're talking about those fat people, right? How about we study people that only eat carnivore? Have we ever done a study on those people? No, we fucking haven't because we're fucking idiots. We only do studies on people that consume a lot of food, so they consume a lot of red meat because they're also risk takers. So then it's like, oh, I guess red meat's bad. It's like, no. You got this shit all wrong because you're a fucking idiot. And you think that those studies correlate even though they put literally lasagna as red meat. They consider lasagna as red meat. You read the fucking studies, okay? Okay? But seriously, maybe let's take the studies, okay? Put this on one side, and let's take actual raw video evidence from YouTube videos, people like stories, news stories of people, and let's see how many people have actually made a change. Okay, we look at all these people. Wow, thousands of carnivores that have done amazing. It says the absolute best decision I've ever made. Okay? Where is everyone else? Where's the dead bodies? Where's the heart disease? Where's the cholesterol? I swear to God, every single time you see a carnivore, always they're gonna die from a heart attack. They're gonna die when they're 30. Where are the bodies? I'm ready for them. They're nowhere to be found. The only bodies are for those 18-year-olds that took the you-know-what. Those are where the only bodies are. Sorry, that's the reality of the situation. And I'm happy that we finished with this for this health stream, because that is truly the reality of the situation. There's no bodies because people started the carnivore diet eating red meat every single day. But there is because 8 healthy 18-year-olds took the you-know-what. Yeah. That's the reality of the situation. Sorry, but that's my truth. And some of y'all don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, and that's what makes it even greater. Okay? Because you will soon. You will. And if you don't, then, I almost applaud you and am happy for you, because you don't really want to know. You don't want to know how bad this is. You don't want to know how fucked up it is that there are healthy 18-year-old men that now have heart problems from something that their doctor recommended for them. And the world forced them to get, and fear-mongered them to get, and guilt-tripped them to get, to not kill old people who already have the, because you still kill them. I thought they already had it. Wasn't that the entire point? No. Fuck you. That's what I think about that. Sorry. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know. And if you don't, then you don't. Simple as that. But that's what I think about that whole situation. So this was a good chat. This was a good stream because we really went over everything health-wise. And we even went over the thing I didn't even think we were going to talk about. But we did. And in a good way. And I enjoy that. So, good shit. Okay. Well, hopefully y'all have a great rest of your day. Hopefully y'all got some value from this video. At the end of the day, bro, I know we didn't have a lot of viewers in here, but we had 14 likes in here. And that is a lot. That was probably the most amount of likes I've gotten in a 1-hour stream in so long. And I think the reason for that is because I cared way more about value rather than viral, make everyone happy, comfortable, answer every question. I cared way more about, hey, I want to actually give you guys value in this stream and actually give you guys, you know, word of reason, man. Word of reason. So use all the things we talked about. We talked about training, we talked about nutrition, we talked about nature. Those 3 things are the most important things to become a healthier human being. And then we talked about avoiding the toxins. And then we had a little discussion about the thing that some of y'all know what I'm talking about, some of y'all don't, and it is what it is because I'm not going to talk about it. But healthy 18-year-old should not be getting the you know what. That's the reality. Again, like I said, the final statement I'm going off of is for the carnivore diet, where are the bodies? Where are the bodies? Where's the heart disease? Where's the cholesterol? I know where the bodies are. The bodies are for the 18-year-old healthy dudes that decided to take the you know what. That's what I'm going to end off with. Hopefully y'all have a great rest of your day. Do not quit. Listen to what we said about becoming healthier and actually use it to your advantage because I give out free sauce because I want to help you guys, okay? And I'm going to keep it real. I'm not even saying I'm an expert at a lot of shit. I'm really fucking good at this shit. I know what the fuck I'm talking about with this specific thing. So please listen to me with this shit because it's like one of the only things that I can basically guarantee you success. So have a great rest of your day. Don't quit. Ruthless mentality of every single day trying to become the best version of yourself. That's all I got. Peace.